3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome to the Quality Antics podcast. This week we have local Christchurch artist Uncle Harold. Take it away.
Welcome, Josh, to the Quality Antics podcast. Firstly, many people will not know you as Josh. They'll know you as something else, Uncle Harold to many. Can you talk me through who are you and what are you up to at the moment?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on the podcast day.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, so I guess people recognise the name Uncle Harold and probably not the face behind it, but that's me, and it's just a name that I made up to basically sign off all my artworks with. I just didn't like the way my actual name looked
on
as
the
a
bottom
signature.
of that.
I just thought it kind of like ruined everything that I painted, so why not make it something funny that people remember? So Uncle Harold is kind of stuck.
Yeah. And so I remember hearing the story, like you told me about how you kind of like old people names, or like old, like Gertrude, or like, I don't know, what's another goodie?
Yeah, that basically came from the rapper Earl Sweatshirt. I liked that his Earl, like what a weird name for a rapper. So then I was kind of like other old people's name, like, you know, I don't know, Beatrice, Edna.
Edna's a good one,
yeah, Edith, like all those kind of real weird. And I was like, oh, maybe I could roll an old lady's name. And then I was like, oh, maybe that might be a bit too weird. So I just went with Uncle Harold.
Yeah, cool. So you're a Christchurch artist and doing cool things. Were you always into the artistic scene? Were you always creative, or has this been a new thing in your life?
I guess.
Tell us your origin story.
Yeah, I don't think I've been ever part of any like art scene, probably until now, I guess. I think the creative thing, that's always been there. I've been skateboarding since I was early teenager, I guess. So
cool.
11 years maybe now. And so that's I credit everything to skateboarding, because there's no rules. Everything you do is from your own like style, your own thoughts. You choose the tricks, you choose the clothes, the spots you skate. So that's, I guess, where the creativity comes from. I think. Yeah. So no, I've just basically led on from skateboarding. So heaps of art, obviously, on the bottom of your skateboard.
Definitely.
Became familiar with artists through skateboarding. So I don't know not legit artists, but I just know skateboarding artists, I guess. So that's been my sort of education in art, is just through skateboarding and like street kind of culture, stuff like that.
Are you on the bottom of someone's deck? You know, have you worked with a skateboard brand yet? And is that something you'd want to do in the future? I've
painted skateboards before, but never for them to be ridden. They've just been kind of like artworks on the wall, kind of. I was in an exhibition that was just mainly works on skateboards once, so
cool,
that kind of thing. But I would really like to work with skateboard companies. That's kind of the direction I would want to go. Keep it in skateboarding and just do some rad stuff. You know? Yeah.
Who was this is real off topic, but not really because it's skateboard related, but there was an artist that I think it was you that you were checking out, and they used like skateboard wood to create like little keychains or like little knives, pocket knives or something.
That's actually that's a local guy.
That was amazing.
He lives over sort of Barrington way. He makes just any sort of recycled skateboard, like broken skateboards. You take them to him and he'll turn them into knives, chopping boards, like you say, keychains, bottle openers, stuff like that. And that's.
How did you meet him?
I've just seen his stuff around in skate shops, and we've sort of had like a connection through the skate scene in Christchurch, and so we were like aware of each other, but only just recently like met. Obviously like social media, you know people from there before you meet them, and then it's weird in real life because you're like, oh, I know you a lot
from
the internet,
you.
but I've never met you. And then my flatmate actually he's a skateboarder too, and he hit him up and was like, oh, I've got a bunch of boards for you, and then so I went with him to drop it off, and we just checked out a studio and stuff, and I chucked it on my story, and then we left, and he was like, he saw my story, he's like, oh, I didn't realise you were Uncle Harold, like, it's good to meet you, and like, okay, let's do something sweet. So there might be something in the works with him, which would be cool.
Barzy. So you said you were into skateboarding when you were a tiny bit younger.
Yeah.
Why skateboarding? How did that all begin, and kind of where did you take that? Because I know you kind of dabbled in, you were sponsored for a while there. I remember hearing you. So you really, really got into it, put in some hours, I guess.
I grew up in like a small country town out in Southbridge, in Canterbury somewhere.
Yeah.
And I just had like the typical country, like played every single sport growing up. I was fairly decent at all of them that I tried, but then I just like tried skateboarding. And I was like, oh man, everything else sucks now. Skateboarding's the best.
Yeah.
And then so I just kind of quit all the sports and then just started skateboarding.
But we're in Southbridge. Where do they have a skate park there?
No,
Where do you go?
There was barely footpaths. There was the local primary school that I would skate, and my mum worked there, and I actually got to take a class of like the naughty kids as like an incentive for them to behave, that they could come with me and I'd teach them how to build ramps and stuff. So I actually built ramps with the school kids so that they could skate them, and then on the weekends I was like, well, I'm going to use them. It's basically, we had a DIY sort of skate park out there, but moved into the city eventually, and the city is a massive skate scene.
So what's in the city though, for those people who may not know, like where are the best spots in the city if you're into skateboarding?
Oh, Christchurch is a tricky one. Obviously, we every city has like their famous sort of street skate spots. Unfortunately, our city kind of got wiped out, so we lost a lot of our most like legit
well-known spots.
But then there are some stuff that are popping up all the time being built, so it's like kind of, we almost have like a blank slate of new stuff to skate. But there's plenty of skate parks in Christchurch. Not very many of them are any good, but still that's better than nothing. A lot of people don't have.
So to like, when I think skateboarding, I'm just like, you go to the skate park, isn't that what you do? But like,
nope.
You're saying no. I see, like, you'll see someone, Moki Photo or whoever that, I don't know who that person is, but like, I just saw them around on the scene. Like, they're like at some spot and then they're pulling a trick and you're like, oh, I need to go there, and it's at some certain staircase. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I explain to people, because people don't like you skating anywhere. You get, police, cops, security. I try to explain to people, they come up to you and they're like, oh, there's a skate park down the road that we've spent millions of dollars on for you to have. It's like, yes, you did. That's great. We do use it. I always explain to people, the All Blacks, right? New Zealanders, rugby, mad, whatever. I was like, the All Blacks, they train 3 days a week. I don't know, whatever. X amount. They train during the week, then they play the game on Saturday night. The skate park is where you go to train, so you can do the trick in the street so it's like,
that's cool.
The skate park's made to be skated. It's easy. The concrete's nice. Everything's got a nice metal edge on it. Yeah. So you learn the tricks there, so you can do them on something that's not meant to be skated. Yeah. So like a lot of the magazines and videos and stuff, it's just lame if you film at skate parks and stuff like that. People do it and it's fine, but like if you're like serious about getting in the magazine and stuff like that, you've got to do it on the street spots, like things that aren't meant to be skated. So that's the way I try to explain it to people. It doesn't always go down that well, but
it makes so much sense though.
So
it's the same with like you say, with the All Black sport, like me and any sport in my life, it's like, you can train all you want and it's all perfect conditions and it's really nice, but then like there's your skate park, but then when you go to play the game, it's not always, the ball's not going to roll to your hands perfectly and all that stuff. So it's like the real life stuff.
So the All Blacks don't train all week to not play on Saturday. So you've got to go out and get it in the street for it to count for anything.
Have there been any like crazy close calls or like any, like you say, security, police are involved and stuff? Is it like when they arrive, because obviously someone's called them or whatever, do you just be like, okay, game over, or do you try and say, hey, look, and try and protest and stay there, or like how does that work?
I actually like it. I actually try to get them to call the police. If it's like, sometimes the security will come out and they just come out super aggressive and they're trying to get you to leave, and they don't really have any authority. So you're like, whatever, man, I'm not moving. And they're like, I'm going to call the police. You say, cool, call the police. At least you've got another 10 minutes before they get there. You got another 10 minutes of trying your trick. So call the police. I'm going to be done by then anyway. Or, but it just depends on how they come out. A lot of people come out and they're like, oh, hey, sorry guys, like you can't skate here. Great. That's really reasonable, I'll leave now.
Yeah.
But if you just come out as super aggressive, like
blowing up, then you're
I'm gonna
like,
be a
okay,
bit of a,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
push your buttons a little bit, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you, moving on from skateboarding, like when did you pivot from that kind of form of creativity into what you're doing at the moment? Like, did it start, like, was it gradual? Were you like doodling in a book and at home at night, or like did you randomly pick up a paintbrush or a pen and be like, I'm good at this, or I want to do this for a living, or
I was, drawing and painting and stuff's always been there, like in little bits, growing up as a kid through school and stuff like that. And then, sort of when I was turned 18 and you're allowed to drink and stuff like that, a lot of my friends from that country town, because there's not much to do there, the friends I found myself with were like the musicians. They were sort of the other creative people that I sort of connected with. And so they started to do really well with their bands and go on tours and stuff. And I always had cameras around for skating. So like, oh, can you come on the tours and like film and take photos of like when they're playing? So I was like, yeah, sure. When you go on tour with a bunch of your mates, you end up drinking and partying and stuff like that. And it turned into like, we just partied all the time. So I never really painted anything. So I was hungover and stuff like that. And then got to a point where I was like, oh, I think I'm pretty good for partying for now. So I'm just going to chill out. And so they kept partying, and I was like, I don't know what to do now. And I was like, oh, I'll pick up the paintbrush again. Slowly started painting more and more, and just stacking up paintings on the floor, like just painting them, toss them aside, paint a new one, toss them aside.
Wow. Yeah.
And then one day I was skating, and then it was in the skate shop that I was sponsored by, and one of the staff members there had a pair of shoes on. I was like, I just painted those shoes. They're like, what do you mean you painted them? I was like, I paint sometimes. And they were like, all right, weird, show us. And I showed them, like, oh, it's pretty good. I was like, thanks. Like, make some prints, we'll sell them in the store. So I did that. And then just they had art events, and I would put some stuff in, and then I met some other artists. They're like, come to this exhibition, and then it just snowballed to the point where I was like at work having to leave early to go to art shows and set up stuff and paint stuff, and I was like, this is getting way out of hand. So I was got invited to come check out the welder studio, and I saw that there was a bunch of rad people in there doing some cool stuff that had just quit their jobs and was doing freelance stuff. I was like, I'm gonna try that. And that was like 7 months ago, and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now I'm here.
So you were like, hey, yeah, like you say, I'm gonna give this a nudge. Then how did the quitting process go? Like, was that smooth? Was that effortless? Was there someone in your life who said, hold on a minute, have you thought about this? Were there any barriers there, or did it go pretty easily?
I didn't tell my parents that I quit my job for a while, because I knew they'd be like, oh, where are you going to get money from? That whole thing. I was just like, it's just easier if I don't tell them for a while. But luckily, I was working at AS Colour just just for like a year to get some retail experience in case I even needed a backup or anything if I travel somewhere. And luckily, it was me and 4 of my best friends working there. So it was just like a tight crew of just like your friends. So they were like seeing all this art stuff, and they're like, oh man, why weren't you took too long setting up that show? And I told them to shut up. Yeah. And they're like, why don't you just quit? And I was joking. I was like, I'll do it. And they're like, no, you won't. I'll do it. And so I was like, screw it, I'll quit. Joke's on you. Yeah. I'm out. And then so it was real easy because they were like giving me shit, but it was they were real supportive. So it was it was a funny situation.
Wicked. And then from there you quit, and then you were like, had you established like your unique style, or you're like that people were starting to know you for, that kind of uniqueness that you bring to each piece? And was that established by then, or not really?
I don't know if it's established yet. Okay. I don't know.
So you're still, I guess you're never really like, you'd hate to put yourself in the box of like, this is exactly what I do. Yeah. And then you get over that, but then everyone expects. Yeah. I guess it's just like musicians who sing pop, and then they're like, oh, I want to sing rap. And people are like, no.
Yeah. No, I do. I do paint other stuff sometimes and do variations of what I do, but I do really like the drippy style that I do, because otherwise I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I was doing that drippy stuff before I quit, and I know it was sort of like the start, and it's gone really well for how short a period of time I've been like sort of taking this seriously. So people were like just starting to know, and then I quit, and then luckily I just fell in with the welder crew, and they were having shows all the time, so that was like a real good way
getting it out there, and
it's like kind of skyrocketed a little bit. Nothing crazy, but more than I ever thought it
Like
would.
people
so.
are buying the things instead of like,
It's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
No, wicked. Sweet. So, what are you up to nowadays? Because the welder is no longer. Are
Yeah.
you? What are you doing in terms of galleries? Because that was a bit of a gallery space for you. Where are you showing this art? Is it online? Is it in a few places or?
Probably my Instagram's the main thing where I'm like constantly posting stuff. I do have a website. It definitely needs to be updated because I haven't done that since I was working at Ace Colour. But
Nice.
yeah, with the welder closing a month ago, I don't know. There hasn't really been any exhibitions. I did get word of a gallery in town wanting to sort of host the welder collective
Yep.
for a period of time, so I think we're going to do some shows there. We'll
Cool.
each do some solo shows and then some group ones, basically continue what the welder was doing but at another gallery in town, which is really cool. So I think I might be having a solo show there pretty soon.
Cool.
Maybe. I don't know, I don't want to say I am if
Yeah,
it falls through, but
Yeah.
it's looking pretty good for that, so we'll have to
Sweet.
start working on another body of work real soon.
Jeez. So besides the that creative side of you, what else is behind the man? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What are you? Are there any secrets that you need to release on the podcast today? Maybe that the listeners want to hear for the first time. What do you
Hobbies
do?
are just anything creative. If I'm
Yeah.
like making something that didn't exist before I made it, I think that's really cool. I don't know, like whether it's even like photography or like filming stuff, anything where I'm making some woodwork. I don't know, I've been like dabbling in a bit of like sculpture-y type stuff. I don't know, just anything where I'm actually making something with my hands.
Yeah. Food? Are you a bit of a chef?
No, I don't think I've ever cooked anything. I could probably count on my hands
What?
how many times I've cooked. It's that little, and I'm turning
So what are you having for dinner tonight? Like, how do you
I don't
decide that?
whatever I walk past on the way home,
Oh, okay.
and I'll just grab something. Uber Eats. Yeah, I don't know.
Whoa. So what kind of food do you like then?
Anything that's really bad for you, I tend to love.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty unhealthy. I don't know how I'm not super fat yet.
You're doing well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that if that does happen, the value of my art will go up.
Ah.
No,
Self-explosion from too much
no, I
Uber
don't
Eats.
know. I know
Yeah.
it sounds really pathetic, but there's people that look after themselves super well, like exercise every day, eat super healthy, and then you just get hit by a car.
So true.
Like, I don't know if I'm
So
gonna be here
true.
forever. Like, I'm gonna eat fried chicken for breakfast every day. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
kind of my attitude towards it. Well, I think I do start need to taking care of myself because I'm definitely getting rounder than I was before.
But no,
Bound to happen.
your point's so good because I dove real deep into the fitnessy kind of thing a few years back, and then something would happen with a friend or a relative or someone you know who's like super duper fit, and then something bad happens, and you're like, oh
Yeah,
wait,
it's
what?
really unfortunate.
They didn't smoke for their entire life, yet this thing happens, and then
Yeah.
old Uncle Bob,
Yeah.
who smokes like a train, he's still going strong at 68, and
Yeah.
you're like, what? How is that
Look at
fair?
old British rock stars.
Yeah.
How are they
I
alive?
know. The amount of drugs that they take.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, what? How did that work out for them?
Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of it's a bad way to look at things, but it's also kind of fun.
Yeah,
So I don't know. If
Yeah.
it's fun, I'll do it. I'll do
No,
it.
cool. So fried chicken for brekkie. That could be the
Yeah.
creative secret for those people out there listening.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Why don't we dive into the hat? Every week we kind of pick something random so you can grab.
I'm not going to know about any of these. I listened to a few of your podcasts and I was like, I would not know how to answer
Oh,
the
gosh.
question that you pulled out of the hat.
Here we go. They're all a bit random. Oh, this one looks like it's from a previous guest.
Oh, yeah. If you could bring back something from your childhood, what would it be?
Haven't I had this in a podcast?
Yeah, you
Did
have.
someone put this back in? Okay. All right. I've already answered it then. in the
This was
previous
your
one.
first
Yeah.
first podcast.
Who
was
put
it?
that
Mac,
back in
maybe?
Oh, go on, Mac. Yeah, okay. Well, let's answer it.
I would bring back. Do you remember those Odd Bods cards that you used to get in chip packets, like Twisties and stuff?
No.
You don't remember those?
No.
What?
Well,
They were like these weird like curvy like collecting baseball cards kind of, but they had like real rad illustrations on them of like Mega Brain and like all sorts of crazy stuff.
No, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and then you
cool.
could get like it said like hot on them, and you could rub your hand on them so they got hot and it would reveal a picture.
Those
Those
cool.
were sick.
Yeah.
I'd bring back those for sure. It might be pretty weird.
No, that's so cool.
Yeah. I don't
Wait,
know.
were they the ones that were like you could connect together with?
Yeah, and they
things?
could make a
Oh,
story on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those things are wild.
What a cracker!
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. That's such a goodie. I forgot about them. Were you ever into
I
the?
was just talking to someone recently about them. That's probably why
Really?
they were on my.
Did you collect them back in the day, or were they like?
Yeah, I didn't like collect them, but I had a bunch of them.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I wish I still did.
Okay, which song are you thrashing at the moment?
It's kind of an older, well, not old, it's from like a few years ago, but this kid, Jack Harlow, this song called Dark Knight, he's like I don't know, a teenager from America, and he's super white and doesn't look like he should do trap music, but he does.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. I don't know. I love trap music. That song is, you should check it out.
Okay.
Dark Knight by. You need to see him.
Yeah.
You need to see him to understand. It's like, how are you doing that? It's awesome.
But did you see him before you heard his music, or did you hear the music and be like, I want to know more about this guy, and then you're like,
No,
he's
my friends just showed him to me. We were like talking about there's this other artist I like. He's like an indie guy called Gus Stapleton. He's a teenager again. He's got like this weird bowl cut, super like, I don't know, trendy dude, and he's the weirdest voice and looks real strange, but it's rad that he's so different.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, and then my other mate was like, oh, you should check out this rapper that I've just found. He's like this weird nerd kid with, I don't know, and then he goes real hard. It's sick.
He crushes it. Oh man, for me, what song am I jamming at the moment? I've just gone through a real random phase of like going back to old 90s rock music, like 90s bands that were like catchy as hell back in the day. But and even just this isn't 90s, but like even like Led Zeppelin, going deeper back into that, and then like re-listening to some of them, and like bands like for me like Queens of the Stone Age. Like when I was young, they were and Nirvana actually was one of them. Like when I was young, into creating my own music and writing songs and being in a band, I was just like, I'd thrash them to the days, and hip hop, I was like, ugh, what the hell? And then I went full opposite, and then I just listened to it again for a while, and I was like, oh man, this is.
Can you imagine how different your
speaks to
vlogs
me.
would be if it didn't have hip hop?
Yeah.
Or like,
Just some random. Oh, that'd be
that would
so
change
random.
the mood of it completely.
I know. Maybe I'm going to randomly mix it up. But I've just been jamming stuff like that. So, specific song. Oh, man. I'm going to be mind blanky. But I like, in general, I like random stuff from like the top 40 that is just catchy as hell and tragically catchy.
I can't do the radio.
And then I thrash it. Like that Freaky Friday song. I don't know if you've heard that.
Oh, yeah.
With Chris Brown and Lil Dicky. Like, I just like listen to it and then just.
I like
kill
Lil Dicky. I
that.
just don't like that song.
Oh, yeah.
Not that one. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Lil Dicky's, he's crazy.
I like his freestyles.
Yeah.
Insane.
You can get lost on YouTube when you go
fully
listen to him.
Yeah.
But YouTube, like freestyles of any rapper, is quite interesting. Like I did that with
Jack Harlow's got a good one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, what a cracker!
Yeah.
Logic was another one that I like randomly had never heard of Logic, and then he was in some random YouTube video, and then I was like, what the hell's this deal? But he's a random dude.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
No, he's really good.
Yeah.
Like I think, he goes off the top every time, right?
I don't know.
I think so. He did a Rubik's Cube while doing one and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's very good. I just find him real boring. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, he's good, but...
Yeah, but I find the rap scene at the moment like real weird. Like there's this whole other vibe with like Lil this and Lil that.
I love all those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm so into it. Yeah, once you
Everything
accept
sounds
the fact...
the same. It's
Yeah,
like,
it does. It's trash. Once you accept that it's trash and that it's just really fun to listen to, like lyrically, it's the worst.
Yeah,
They're not saying anything.
What? Yeah, I can't handle that.
But once you just like, okay, I know this is bad. I'm not listening to it because it's good. I'm listening to it because it's fun and it like amps you up, and I don't know. It's just they're killing it. Like what?
Oh, they are killing it, and that's what's like. That's why I can't compute. I'm like, wait, this is why are people liking this? It seems so like random. Yeah,
I know,
but I guess Kanye West back in the day, I had the same thing where my friends would be like, why are you listening to that album of like 808s and Heartbreak or something? And I was like, oh, something about it that I'm just like digging, even though sometimes it was a bit random and weird. But
I
That's
I
so
like
funny.
it because I listen to so much different music. Like all my friends are in punk bands and stuff. So I have like a history with like punk music and hardcore.
Yeah.
So I can listen to all that any day of the week. But then I can
You also do that stuff.
turn to trap music and hip hop, and I don't know, like Dean Martin's one of my favorite artists.
What?
You know? So
Yeah.
it's really it's confusing for anyone in the room if I've got the like if I'm in charge of the music.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? It's
Yeah. Because
messy
you're
with
just
everyone.
jumping around between these different
Yeah,
genres and like, yes.
So you go from like Dean Martin to 21 Savage.
Yeah.
People get real confused. It's pretty good.
Who's the? Is there a little Uzi or no? Who's that? Is
Lil
that?
Uzi Vert.
Oh wait, yeah. There's so many. Oh my gosh, there's so many
They're all
characters. like that.
essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Real bassy beat and then repetitive
Yeah.
lyrics,
Yeah.
and then
I think we should do a version. We'll dive into GarageBand, rip something up for your vlogs that you're going to start doing.
I've actually done one. There's
Nice.
that's a secret, I guess, that could come out on the Quality Antics. I have a trap song.
Yes.
One of my
Where can we find this?
One of my it's not out there yet.
What's your rap name?
Young Mug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was drinking coffee
Nice.
like 2 a.m. So and then it's actually with a couple of good friends of mine who are really legit musicians. Matt Andrews, who plays drums with like Jude Parsons, and you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. And then my friend Tyler Vivian, who's in a band, Dio, they're in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Came back over for a visit, and we just had a few drinks, and we're like, that can't be hard. And Matt's a genius making beats. So
Yeah.
we just like wrote some lyrics and just went in. It's so bad. It's fun though.
But fun, yeah. For a while there, a couple of years back, all my mates who were like, some are really musically inclined and others, well, not so much. Were like, yeah, let's do some rap songs, and like all the boys would have a verse or a few lines, and they did. Some of them were off to Europe in a few months, and so we did this big rap about Europe, and some of them were rapping about really Germany and all this. But it was just fun.
Yeah,
like, it
it's a
wasn't
good
like
way
you
to
don't take
spend
it
the night.
seriously, but it was like actually we just killed a whole night.
Yeah.
And we're passing this mic around and changing beats, and everyone was tweaking stuff. And
Yeah, it's like,
I want to
not-
listen to your track though.
I'm not musically talented at all, so I was like, I want to be on a song before I die. Like,
yeah.
why not make it a trap song? So yeah, that's pretty much.
We'll make it.
Yeah, it's like just another thing. Just say you've been able to do.
Yeah.
When you die, it's like reading a list of all the cool things you did and chuck trap music on it.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, gold.
Yeah.
Thoughts on video content? You said before a little bit about you've dabbled from taking some photos.
Yeah.
Are you interested in the world of video at all in terms of documenting your process as an artist? Are there artists out there like yourself doing that sort of thing where they're like, hey, this is what I'm up to and I'm working towards this show? Or is it more of like a let's work behind the curtain and then boom, release all my amazing art at like a gallery? Is that how it works? Or
Yeah, I think there are bound to be artists that do vlog stuff. Yeah, for sure. Like Mark Gonzalez has his own YouTube channel. And,
yeah.
I'm from skateboarding. I've had a filmer and stuff, film myself. You make videos and stuff like that. It's never like talking. It's just you're skating.
Yeah.
But so I'm pretty comfortable with the camera. And then obviously you can't have too much content, you know, to boost your social media.
Yeah.
You know, people want to see people doing cool stuff. So I think there's definitely room for video and stuff, but you would have to be careful about where you put, you know, pieces you're working on if they are going to be for something you don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, that's me personally. I would like people to see it in real life first.
Yeah. Because if I've seen you in your vlogs being like, hey guys, I'm working on this today, and then you've done it for the last 4 weeks, and then you go to present it, it's not like, wow,
Yeah.
so amazing.
I mean, there's definitely like you can tease parts of the artwork, like, you know, zoom in the detail and never show the whole thing.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Yeah,
I don't think I would have time to edit videos.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You know, paintings aren't. You know, they take a lot of time.
Ages, yeah.
So chucking that on top of that would be a lot, I think. But I'm always down for making videos with, you know, like yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously YouTube age now, there's vlogs on everything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty familiar with like how vlogging and stuff.
Yeah. So
works.
when you just blow up internationally and you're traveling to international shows, You probably need a videographer to kind of document those journeys and
Maybe.
just putting the thought in your brain. If you
I'd
need
probably-
one, I'd be interested.
Yeah, if I had to... All right, I'll keep you in mind.
Sweet, thanks.
Put
Put me on the short list. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Long list.
I don't think I'd ever do like full-on blogs. I think probably Instagram story would be a sort of like a mini
Good way to do it.
mini
Yeah,
blog,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess, would
Yeah.
be, you don't have to edit everything.
Just like boom.
Yeah, and it's a good way for people to keep track of what you're doing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
that probably seems probably easier than actually making edits every day
Yeah, yeah.
or once a week, you know.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
Some of those guys do daily though. I'm like, the daily would just be insane. But then I guess like Neistat or some of the other people who are, I don't know, like, do they have boring lives but they spice them up because they need to make daily content, or is that just how mad they are? I don't know. Yeah, we'll never know.
Never clue.
We'll never
I don't
know.
how they do it.
So I don't want to hold up any more of your time. You've got a piece of art that you're working on currently here at the headquarters.
Yeah, mid-mural.
And I've just pulled you aside just for a quick yarn. It is a Friday afternoon. We're just having a few drinks and celebrating, preparing for the weekend. If people want to see your artwork or hear more from you or just catch up with you in some way, how can they find your stuff?
Like I say, probably Instagram's the best way. It's the Journal of Uncle Harold. That's on Facebook as well, actually, and my website. I don't know why I split that up like that. They're all the Journal of Uncle Harold.com, .facebook, Instagram, whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, I go by Uncle Harold. That's pretty much the best way to follow me.
Sweet. Nice. Thanks for coming by.
So cheers for having me,
Have a
mate.
good one. Massive thanks for tuning in for this episode of the Quality Antics podcast. If you want to catch up with us or send us a question for the hat, just hit me up at Quality Antics on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, all of the social pipes, or send us an email at qualityanticspodcast@gmail.com. Have a good one.